Good morning everyone, and welcome to day 3. Today we're going to be busting myths, and I'm going to try and help you understand why these are myths. Bad science. So welcome, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. I'm also just going to try and get the comments going here as well. When you come in, please throw some hearts, throw some likes. Let me know that you are watching. I appreciate knowing that you guys are here. It helps me as well. Keep it engaging. And remember to ask your questions. Okay, so while we wait for everyone to come online, I'm going to tell you again a little bit about myself. Hi, Marina. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Please throw us an emoji in the comments, say hi, where you're from, let us know that you guys are watching. Okay, so my name is Ilse Sabora. I am a banting coach, a qualified banting keto diabetic coach, and I have been there myself. I have actually lost 67 kilos. I turned my health around completely from IBS, chronic sinus, arthritis. There's so much to try and remember. So yeah, a lot of chronic illnesses, diabetes as well, and all of that, and I've turned my health around. Yes, for the last 4 weeks I have been hopping instead of walking because I fell down the stairs again. Thank you so much. I got so many inboxes asking how's it going. My foot is doing really well. For those of you who don't know, my sandal got stuck, so I ended up stepping on the top of my foot and tore muscles and ligaments, and so yeah, it's doing very well. I'm walking without crutches, and I'm starting to now exercise it a little bit more because it is very weak. It feels really weird, but it is. I don't have any pain. And I'm quite happy that it's progressing quite nicely. It's almost 4 weeks now. I think this Saturday coming, it's going to be 4 weeks. So, yay! But yeah, I will not be running anywhere very soon. So, but yes, okay. So my name is Ilse Sabora, and I am a coach. I coach people all day, every day. This is what I do. My family, my son has at 11 years old, lost 30 kilos. Because of diet change, and my husband lost in 7 months. He lost 45 kilos. His high blood pressure is normal, no more diabetes, no more acid reflux, which is one of the topics, and flashing migraines gone, and all of that. So the changes for us was incredible, so much so that I started studying. As a dyslexic, it was always very difficult, and on this diet I actually find it very easy. For me, my kind of level of easy, so it's not easy yet. Easier to study and comprehend what I learn, and so this diet is amazing. It's absolutely mind-blowingly amazing, and it's delicious. We love our food, we enjoy the food as well, so it's the perfect package. I have to say that it's probably got a lot to do with the health benefits that we got from it that has kept us going this well, because we were in a bad state. We were really in a bad state. I was 139 kilos with a huge list of chronic illnesses. My hands started bending and pulling and getting stiff. I couldn't use my fingers anymore. And they work. The same with the knees, the same with everything else. My gut is quiet. Oh my gosh, I wish I could explain to you just how amazing it is to have a quiet gut. You got to be there to appreciate it. But yeah, quiet gut, it's amazing. So this is why I do what I do. I want to help you. I want to help as many people as I can. Like I've said before, my dream clients that I focus on is over 40 chronic illnesses, arthritis, diabetes, that are in a really bad state because nobody seems to be able to help us. I wasn't able to get help from my doctor. I wasn't able to get help from friends and family, and I had to find dig my way through all of this information that's out there and find the way that works for me. Now, over the years of coaching, I have learned that people are so incredibly individual. It's beautiful when you go into it, when you actually go and look at each person as a whole is different from the next, to the next. We are all so incredibly different. There is no one general diet that's going to work for everyone. So you have to find, hello Joan, it's good to see you here. I work with my clients and we find what works the best for you. There are a few common general things that we can take away, but there are always something underlined that doesn't work for you. We go and we find it and we get you sorted out. Hello Jenny, one of my amazing clients. Love her to bits. So yeah, that is what I do. So let's get to today's lesson. Is about the myths. I want to bust a few incredibly, I almost want to say annoying myths, because they keep coming up, and by now the news is out there, but we've got so much counter advertising and fights going on that it's confusing. So I want to bust a couple of myths here today to make it very clear, and you must ask your questions, please. You guys, ask if you're not clear. So I can answer it. I've got the questions coming up on both my computer and on my cell phone today. So yay, technology is working. Okay, so let's start with the main one, the most common one, cholesterol. Now we are told that we shouldn't have cholesterol higher than this, and this shouldn't be like that. And cholesterol's function in your body is incredibly important. You've got a high percentage of cholesterol in your brain. It's brain function. You've got cholesterol just under your skin. So when you're standing outside in the sun, it's not the sun that makes vitamin D in your body. It's the sun combined with the cholesterol in your skin that makes vitamin D for your body. They conveniently left that step out. You need the cholesterol in your body for the sun to convert into vitamin D. And we need vitamin D. Vitamin D is a life source. We need it. If your vitamin D is too low, you will feel fatigue. There's such a long list of symptoms. It's not lucky. You don't want to be deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D3 is the one that we are most deficient in as well. And I'm getting off track here. So anyway, so cholesterol is all over the body. It's a hormone that your body produces. It floats around in your bloodstream. Let's get to the cholesterol myth causing heart disease. It floats around in your bloodstream. Now, if you nick an artery from the inside, cholesterol is the one that rushes there and it blocks it up so that you don't lose blood. It's life-saving. You need this stuff, okay? Now, once that's done, it gets blamed because it's there. It's like blaming the ambulance service for being at an accident scene. It's not the ambulance service that caused the accident. It's there to help, but it's at every accident scene, so we can conclude that it is the problem. Obviously not. This is how ridiculous the science actually is and how it got out of control by lowering our cholesterol, especially older people. When you get older, you have more damage in your body. So it makes sense that your body is going to make more cholesterol to go and help, to save you. Now, the thing with cholesterol is it's not just one number. You want to have four numbers. Okay, let's go with 3, otherwise it gets confusing. Your HDL, your LDL, and your triglycerides. Hello, Tanya. Okay, so your triglycerides is actually the main problem here, because your LDL has got 2 types of particles. The small, dense ones, and then the big, large, puffy ones. The big, large, puffy ones bounces around and cleans out your arteries. It keeps your bloodstream clean. The small dense ones are the ones that's going to get stuck in little holes and build up. Now the triglycerides, if you look at your triglycerides count, that will determine if you have the poofy, fluffy, cute, good LDL, or if you have the small, dense LDL. That is what's going to determine that. So if your triglycerides are very low, but your LDL is high, then you've got the good guys running around in there, fixing things, helping you. You don't want to go and push that down. Then the other part of the cholesterol myth is the medication that we are given, statins or cholesterol lowering drugs. If you're a woman, please, I beg of you, go and read what these drugs are doing to you. As a belief, please, please, please go and read what it does to you. It is so incredibly bad for us women, especially because you will see if you have a friend that's have high cholesterol, she will go from high cholesterol to diabetes to breast cancer, almost guaranteed. So please, please go and read up on it. I am not telling you to stop taking it. Go and read and make the decision yourself. So, yeah, for men, it is 1 out of 47 men will see a difference in their cholesterol readings. 1 out of 147 men may see a difference in their cholesterol readings. Think about that. That is the actual words that your doctor should use when they're putting you on these drugs. 1 out of 147 men. So your husband, or are you, if there's a guy watching, are you that one lucky guy in 147 people? It makes no sense. So think about it. If you want more information, I can send you a ton of stuff on it. But think about it. And if you're using those drugs at the moment, go and read what the side effects are. Weigh up the options. Is it worth it? Okay. Now, cholesterol. If that's the cholesterol, let's go to the triglycerides part of it. What causes high triglycerides? Sugar and seed oils, which is what we cut out of our diet. So once you cut that out, you will see your triglycerides go down and you'll have healthy cholesterol in your bloodstream. So again, it's not the fat. It's not the animal fat that we consume. On the contrary, the butter, I think, is one of them that helps lower bad cholesterol. So, hello, my darling. I'm going to try and pronounce your name. Sulaila? I hope that's correct. Let me know if I got that. Hello, my sweetheart. Okay, so that's the cholesterol bit. I'm going to close it now and put it away because, okay, so we need grains. Grains are so good for you. You need to eat grains with every meal. You need to eat as much grains as you can. It's fiber and it's nutritious. This is total, utter rubbish. It's nonsense. It's the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard in my life. Now that I know what I know, I can't even watch TV. I cannot watch ads and people being forced to eat this rubbish. Grains, I think I've explained it yesterday already. Andrea, hello my sweetheart. I explained the grains yesterday already as well, but I just need to go into a little bit more detail. That the grains are as the bottom of the food pyramid. You have to have so much of it. And it's forced down our throats for what I've put together. Let me just take that away. It's feeding the world. Okay, so it's got this halo effect about feeding the world. It is government subsidized to grow it. So the farmers just grow. They get money from the government to grow these things. Okay, now the food companies buy it for next to nothing. This is why it's so incredibly cheap. And they buy these things for next to nothing. They process it and they add all kinds of other rubbish. By the way, if you have a food cereal made from wheat and whatnot, go and see how many added vitamins and added this and that they put to it. They have to add this rubbish to it because there's nothing to these things in nutritional value. There's nothing to it except for carbohydrates. Now, if you've been following Banting and keto and low carb for a while, you'll know that carbohydrates serves no purpose. There's no such thing as essential carbohydrates. So the grains actually serve no purpose in our lifestyle, in anyone's lifestyle, to be very honest. They pump it full of extra gluten. They pump it full of iron and vitamins and minerals and things. And then it's synthetic vitamins, minerals and things, ook nou nog. So it serves no purpose. Let me just see. What is ideal triglyceride? How do I read it? You know what, Tanya? Let me do a video specifically on that to explain it to you. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Excuse me. My chain of thought isn't there right now. So, but let me get that for you, and I'll post specifically on that so that you can have a look. I'm trying to think now. No, I'm going to have to just double check it for you before I say the wrong thing here. But there is a triglyceride under that where you want to be. So I'll do that for you. Okay, so anyway, grains. Yeah. The only thing that we used to get from grains is fiber. Okay, so I remember myself and my husband when we got very constipated and the IBS was so bad. You want to faint from this pain. It is so incredibly bad. We would take the all-bran flakes, just the all-bran flakes, no sugar or anything, because sugar is bad for you. And we would add to that milk, 2% milk, and just eat it like that. Now, when our stomachs are in such a bad state, we would eat breakfast, lunch, dinner for 2 days in a row to get the guts moving properly. Well, I know now what a bad idea that was, but it did help, it did relief, and it did make everything move on. It got things to move on. Okay, Olga, hello, say hi. So yeah, we did that as ourselves because fiber. You need fiber. Your bowels are not going to move without fiber. I'm going to just bust that myth right out of the water because I've been going now for about 3 weeks. I can't remember now. I think I've been going for about 3 weeks now on the carnivore diet. No veggies, no fiber, nothing. And my bowel movement is every single day. So how's that possible if I'm not eating any fiber? Nothing. I'm eating eggs and meat. That's all I'm eating. Where's the fiber coming from? I'll get to that one just now. So grains is nonsense. It's rubbish. Don't eat the stuff. It is causing arthritis. It's causing pain and aches and chronic illnesses. It tends to attack your weakest point. My weakest point is obviously my joints and my sinuses. So if I get anywhere near gluten, I am like a cat mom or a bird mom, or I'm so overprotective over my own food. The men, I allow them to do all kinds of stuff, but myself, I will sit at somebody's house and I will just say no thank you because I am that scared of gluten. If I get a little bit of gluten in, it is vomiting, it is diarrhea, and it is flat down for about 5 days from a teeny tiny bit of gluten. So it really doesn't take that much. You might not be as severe, but to some degree, we are all gluten intolerant, and it comes from the grains. When it comes to potatoes and rice and all those other starchy foods, rice and potatoes actually contain a protein that mimics gluten. So yeah, this is not general knowledge. It doesn't seem to be on anybody's agenda to go and really find out about it. I dug through papers to try and find this information. Why is potatoes and rice harming me so much, hurting me so much, physically hurting me? And what I found is that the protein in those two mimics gluten. So I got to stay away from it. Okay, so let's move on to gut acids. Gut acid levels. Oh, you're acidy. You've got too much acid and you're feeling, this is such nonsense. It's such utter nonsense. You take a Rennie to lower your gut acids. You take Gaviscon or whatever it may be to lower the gut acids. That is such nonsense. It's not even funny. What happens to our guts? Now, this is also why IBS and gut ulcers and your gut's just not it's not working very well. Besides the bacteria, because that's a completely different video. Your gut acids. What happens when you eat your food? Your food drops into your stomach, and it's got to break down. Your gut acids has to break that food down. What's going to happen if your gut acids are not strong enough? Because low gut acids is very strong and high gut acids is weak or something like that. Anyway, so what happens when your gut acids are not strong enough? Throw in the comments there, what do you think is going to happen before I go on? Let's get some engagement going here. What do you think is going to happen if your gut acids are not strong enough? Throw some hearts as well while you're at it. I'm going to wait for some comments, then I'll go on with that. So yeah, well, your pipe to your gut goes down here. Then you have your gut, and the food plops in there. What happens to that food if your gut acids are not high enough? Because everybody, not high enough, not strong enough. Everybody says your gut acids are too strong, and you're burping up yucky tasting stuff, and you're feeling your stomach is burning. So that burning sensation must be gut acids. Is nobody gonna guess what happens? Come, you guys, comment. Let's see what you think. At burning sensation, heartburn, and all of that must be the excessive gut acids that's doing that. Okay, so I'm gonna nobody's gonna answer me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, if your gut acids are not strong enough, then it cannot break the food down. That food's gonna sit in your gut and rot. Now, what happens when it's heartburn and you acid reflux and all that stuff? If you were actually burping up gut acids, you would burn a hole in yourself before it even gets to your mouth. Gut acids are that strong. Yeah, I know there's a time delay, but there's still no comments coming through. Anyway, so yeah, your food sits in your stomach. If your stomach acids are not strong enough, okay, then your food simply just sit in your gut, and it frots in your gut instead of being broken down. Now, that nastiness of the food sitting there and not passing through, that's what burps up. That's the yucky taste that you're getting. It's frot food. It's not gut acids, it's frot food. Your gut acids needs to be strong enough to break down the meat, to break down the vegetables, and to utilize the fats so that it breaks down enough for your intestines to absorb all of the nutrition from it. Now, if you throw in Rennies and Gaviscon and all of that stuff, you're just putting a layer on top of your gut acids. I actually show it very nicely in adverts, how that covers your gut acids. So it's forcing all this undigested food, frot, undigested food, down your intestines, instead of breaking it down in order for your intestines to be able to absorb the nutrition from it. That's your vitamins and your minerals and fatty acids and all these things. So I hope it makes sense to you then that you need strong gut acids. You need your gut acids to be strong enough to digest the food quickly for it to go down the intestines, for you to be able to absorb your nutrition. So you keep using these antacids, and your gut never actually breaks your food down. So your food, you'll see your stool is also solid food, or you get constipated because there's too much solidness in your food. It's not breaking down. You'll feel very, very hungry. You'll feel, it's terrible. IBS, ulcers, all these things starts developing because of that. Let me see what Jenny says. Before I started banting anything and everything, I ate the tube going down to the stomach would burn like crazy, but now there's no signs. And that bloating feeling is gone. Exactly. There you go, Jenny. Thank you so much. So before she started banting, she used to get that burning feeling, that's the heartburn or the acid reflux and that kind of stuff. And now that she's been doing banting for a while now, and she's got none of that. Even the bloatedness is gone. Again, the bloatedness is more caused by grains that sits there. It doesn't digest. By the way, your gut cannot digest wheat. Go and read up on that a little bit. It sits in the stomach and it just it makes frot. It makes, I don't know what frot is in English. What is frot in English? Please, you guys, help me out. So yeah, it just sits in your gut and it makes, now the wheat also causes your gut wall to separate and it breaks down the gut wall. Then you get ulcers and you get holes in your stomach, and all these things get out of control. Now, if your gut acids are strong enough, and you're eating healthy foods, grains lower your gut acids as well as the acid. What's it? The medication that you're taking to lower your gut acids, lower it to make it not as strong. Anyway, so yeah, when your gut acids are strong enough, like mine obviously is, you can digest anything on our list. Please, you guys, not just anything, but you can digest anything. Hi, Mark. Well, nice to see you here. So yeah, you need your gut acids strong. They need to be strong. It needs to be, the pH level is low or something like that. I struggle to wrap my head around this, because you want to say your gut acids are high, high gut acids, but it's the other way around. For it to be effective, it needs to be very, very strong. And if you're drinking or using any antacids, please stop immediately. You are doing so much damage. You will find that you've got IBS and you get constipated, or you have diarrhea, or because your intestines cannot deal with the solid food that's being pushed down the path. So be very, very careful of that. So gut acids being very strong is what we need. Apple cider vinegar is amazing for that. Again, also, I just thought of it now. When my gut acids are very weak and I sit with cramps and bloatedness and all of that, my joints become stiff and sore as well. So the connection I have made from that is that when your gut acids are not strong enough, your blood is actually acidy. So if your gut is then the balance that it should be, very strong gut acids to absorb your food properly, to break down your food properly so it can be absorbed properly, then your bloodstream is alkaline. So if somebody says to you, your blood is acidy, you need to alkaline diet, blah, blah, please don't do that. Help your gut acids out so that you can absorb all the nutrition from your food to help the rest of you. It all starts in the gut. What you do in the gut ends up everywhere else. So, okay, so that is gut levels. Another myth busted. Diabetes meds for life. You will be a diabetic for the rest of your life, and you will be on medication for the rest of your life. This is the hand that we are dealt, which is utter, complete nonsense. Yet again, what we do in the low carb community is control our blood sugar levels. Diabetes is caused by high blood glucose levels, constantly overdoing. Your cells become insulin resistant. Insulin comes and it pops the glucose into your cells because it's got to get it out of your bloodstream. High blood sugar levels is extremely dangerous. So your body fights it by using insulin. Now this insulin takes it and it shoves it into the cells. The cells eventually says, I've had enough, I cannot take this anymore. And they start becoming resistant. Your pancreas responds by making more insulin and all this insulin comes, it takes the glucose and it shoves it. So now you're forcing your body to do something it's not supposed to be doing. Go on the medication and you start injecting as well. So now you're putting your own insulin and more insulin on top of that, and you're absolutely forcing it in there. It's like force feeding a child. Eventually you're going to stop feeding it because it's had enough. But what we're doing to our body is we keep feeding that child, not more. It doesn't make sense to do that. Now, when you stop doing that, you can actually heal to a certain point. I'm not saying it is the cure, but it is most definitely a step in the right direction in controlling your blood sugar levels, giving your pancreas a break from overworking like that, because it can run out. It can stop working. Giving your pancreas a break, giving your body a break from all this sugar spike this, sugar spike that, it messes up your brain as well. So this high blood sugar levels is absolutely controllable by your diet. Be it Banting, be it keto, be it carnivore. You can control your blood sugar levels. You are in control of that. Of course you can. Now, I have been accused of killing people. I really try not to laugh at it. But it's so funny because I've been told this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. That diabetes is caused by the fat in your bloodstream. The animal fat in your blood that you eat ends up in your bloodstream, and that causes diabetes. Like, oh my soul, I should be such a diabetic right now because of all the animal fat I've eaten over the past 5 years. I should be dead from diabetes. So yeah, but that's just one of the things that people come up with that I've heard. But I've lost my train of thought here. Diabetes medication for life. Okay, so yeah, we all know diabetes is caused by sugar. We all know that. It is a fact. In Afrikaans, they call it suikerziekte. It's sugar illness. You know, so it's obviously come from over consuming sugar products. And then also we've got to remember sugar is also carbs. Carbs is sugar. Sugar, carbs, same thing. So if it's in the form of the white sugar that you put in your coffee, or in the form of a fruit, or in the form of a potato, it's still sugar. Okay? So we control our blood sugar levels. We keep it nice and steady. Healing happens. Your cells become less resistant, and they'll take it in. You lose the weight. The cells lets go of most of this stored fat as well. It's got an opportunity to do that because it's not always taken in energy. So yeah, we can absolutely control diabetes up to a point. It depends on what damage has been done, and we can do that. Definitely. I have coached so many diabetic clients to health, off their medication, doing amazing, losing all the weight. And here comes the waterworks again. I'm so sorry. I've coached so many people successfully, and some stay on some of their medication for a very long time. But it does. Your body heals, and then it rests. And then it heals, and then it rests. So there are resting periods between healing. I've actually started noticing that the body does the healing bit, which is a weight store, and then it loses weight. And then it does more healing, and then it loses weight. So there's this nice step down going on from between healing and weight loss. So yeah, it is possible. I've got so many clients that have gotten rid of their medications, halved their medications when they sit with a pile of medication this big, this pill. It's about 15 or to 20 pills a day to cut it right down to about 3 or 4. That is incredible, just by changing the way what you eat. So yeah. Right, the other myth I want to bust is high blood pressure pills are for life. So all these chronic illnesses, all this stuff that happens to us, we're going to be on medication for the rest of our lives, which is utter nonsense. It's hogwash. It absolutely isn't true. Again, high blood pressure. My husband had extremely high blood pressure. We actually measured him the one day at 240 something over 130 something. Flashing migraines. He's got a cut on his forehead from an accident many years ago. And that cut would actually stand out. It bulges out. It becomes red when he's got these headaches. Eyes are flashing. Migraines. You cannot come near this man. You cannot touch him. He's in so much pain. He can hardly breathe. It was horrible. In 7 months, his blood pressure came down to normal. 120 over 80. It stays in that range. Just by changing what he eats. So obviously it is possible. My client from Tuesday as well, I believe she stopped her blood pressure medication completely, no more. So when the doctor says that you are on these medications for life, it's a bloody lie. They're talking nonsense. Look what people are doing by changing their diet. So it is absolutely possible. Again, I have to emphasize that it depends on the damage that's been done. I have gone down to now doing the carnivore diet because my blood sugar levels are obviously not there yet. It's not healed yet. So I've pushed it all the way down to carnivore diet now just to get everything to heal. I must say it is working wonders. I am writing my book again. I am busy with the off foot and all. But I'm doing things and I can concentrate again. So you do have a period of healing and weight loss. Healing and weight loss. And obviously with us, the carbohydrates started sneaking in and that was too much for my body. And I've picked up a little bit of weight, which I am now dealing with the carnivore diet, just to get away from the binging. I myself still struggle with binging. As soon as I do exceed my carbohydrate tolerance for the day, bam, I'm back into snacking and there's no stopping. Maybe toss everything outside or something, I don't know. But I am constantly working on it. It is not a cure in the sense of taking a pill and now you're better. No. It is, however, a cure in controlling it. It's a cure in the sense of you know what to do to stay alive. You know what to do to stay healthy. So do that. It's as simple as that. So, okay, so that's high blood pressure. My husband's not the only one. My client on Tuesday is not the only one. There are so many people off their high blood pressure medication. And the proof is out there. So you do not have to suffer from high blood pressure. You do not have to be drinking medication all the time. So that is the one. Chronic illnesses are uncurable. See, I'm trying to keep this smile away. But it's like a joke. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. Your autoimmune diseases are controlled. I would go as far as to say controlled, not cured, because slight off your menu and boom, you flare it up again. So maybe not cured, but definitely controlled. So if we can keep control of ourselves, we control these chronic illnesses. I have got 3 or 4 clients off their asthma medication, and I think we all know how bad asthma is. Off their medication completely. They keep their pump with them just in case, but no need to use it, no need for medications. They are as healthy as you and I. Won't be running a marathon, but quality of life has skyrocketed. Chronic illnesses like, oh my gosh, let's go to autoimmune diseases. It's so much easier. Arthritis. My arthritis pains are gone. I was diagnosed with arthritis at 16 and told not to play hockey again, and I just... You're not going to tell me not to play hockey. I'll run through that pain. I will do whatever I can through that pain. And I've lived with that pain for most of my life, for 27 years. Okay, well, less than 27 years now, because it's about 5 years ago that we started. and I have been pain-free. I even fractured my back at the end of 2015. I was still busy with my weight loss journey, and I fractured my back, and I'm sitting here pain-free. 4 weeks ago, I fell down the stairs, crushed my foot. I'm sitting here pain-free. So when it comes to chronic illnesses and pain, live with your pain. Seriously? You don't have to live with that pain. How mind-blowing is that? You can eat yourself healthy. You can avoid certain foods. Again, this is where I help my clients by communicating what is happening with them. I keep an eye on them and say, right, I found on your diary that you ate this. This is how you felt. I'm making that connection. Stop eating that food as well. Or you need more protein, or you need this or that. So I carefully go through every stage of your journey as well to make sure that you get the optimum nutrition for your situation. We're all so very different, and we've got to take that into consideration. I've gone off topic again. Chronic illnesses. Okay, so my fingers shouldn't be working. I was really trying. I used to do embroidery, so you got to push these frames in, and you got to put the thread through the needle, and there's so much fingery stuff you have to do. I had to start passing on the work to someone else because I could not use my hands anymore. The pain. Oh my gosh, the pain. For some reason, my knees used to get sore, but only in the winter. And then, of course, excessive walking. Then my knees would come back at me. But my hands were in such a bad state. I can use my fingers. I'm typing. I'm writing books. I'm constantly, well, you can see I'm constantly using my fingers. So it is possible to help these illnesses and diseases to reverse, to go back. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to be able to fix it completely. As soon as my gut acids are not strong enough, I feel it in my fingers. And I start getting pain in my fingers. So it's a constant maintenance. You've got to be prepared to look after yourself from here on. Absolutely look after yourself. And it's not that difficult. I know it sounds very complicated, but it's not that difficult. Jenny says, ooh, and it's gone. Oh, wait, what's going on? There you are. Jenny says, I don't use my inhaler so much either. There you go. Again. Hello, Elizabeth. Good morning, Saraya. Saraya, hello, my darling. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me know, please. So yeah, I'm using my fingers, my knees. I am running around. Okay, not right now because of the foot. But I'm active and I'm doing things, and I love doing things. I would love to go and climb a tree up here in Machubas Kloof. Apparently they've got this huge tree that is so high. You've got teenage boys shaking in their boots. So I would like to come and climb this tree because I can. Just because I can. I started doing yoga about a year ago, and I started giving yoga classes as well. I am bendy with a fractured back, with arthritis, with osteoporosis. I am bendy, and I can do things that I never could before. So chronic illnesses, we can take care of them. We can help them. It's not this is the hand you dealt. It's not something you have to live with. It's not something that you have to make peace with. Okay, so I've mentioned that one already. Okay, so I quickly want to touch on some questions that I had gotten already. Saraya actually asked me earlier today, what is better, keto or banting? This is a very difficult question. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. I appreciate it. It's a very difficult question to answer because low carb, keto, banting, they're all good for you. But it depends on where you're at. It depends on your health. It depends on the quality of life that you've got. This is why in my program I actually evaluate each client as detailed as I can to figure out where are you, what do you need to get your optimum food list to you, to use that. I like to start people off with banting because banting is like, let's say a starter. Banting is a starter introducing you into the low carb way of life. And then we go from there, because just by doing that, you'll see enormous changes happening. And as your body heals and as you lose weight and everything changes around you, you start figuring out, you start feeling, but this is actually not working for me. I feel great, blood sugars are down, but we can push it a little further. You get more confident into doing it as well. The next step up is then ketogenic diet, which is much lower carbohydrates, more fat. It's actually more about the fat than banting. That's about the vegetables, getting nutrition into you. It's also a good place to start. If you start with high dense nutrition food, then you put all those vitamins in, all the minerals in, all the hormones gets balanced, and all this healing happens. And then you can progress to a ketogenic diet, because you're already fat burning. Fat burning isn't necessarily weight loss. Ketosis isn't necessarily weight loss. You don't need to be in ketosis to lose weight. I don't think we ever got into ketosis while we were losing the weight. Afterwards, yes. You do not have to be in ketosis to lose weight. What was I saying? Anyway, so, okay. You go from banting, which is nutrition-dense foods. Okay, so you've got all these leafy greens and all these wonderful vegetables that puts all that stuff back into your body that you actually need. And it also helps get rid of all the toxins, all the rubbish that we've been eating over the years. And it lowers your blood sugar levels, which is what most diabetics want. So once you've done that for a while, you can then say, okay, let me try keto diet. Okay, the keto diet, as I said, is less carbohydrates. It's way more fat, and then meat as well. So then you can dip into that. I usually advise doing a week of keto, back to banting for the rest of the month. First week of the month, do keto, back to banting, so that you can actually feel what is happening to your body. Some people, especially if you have too many chronic illnesses, taking on keto is not a good idea. Okay, just being very careful with my words here. Because it can, I have had a few of my clients that jumped into keto diet and ended up with adrenal fatigue. Adrenals is our backup system, okay? We need the adrenals for fight, flight, for, it gives you your cortisol and your adrenaline, and your stressful situations. You'll have lots of those floating around. That comes from your adrenals. Now, if your adrenals are not working properly and you've got adrenal fatigue, then you cannot handle a stressful situation. You can be jittery, you can be anxious, you can be totally off your rocker when something happens, instead of calmly dealing with the situation, because your adrenals are not working properly. So that's the one caution that I put every time somebody goes for the ketogenic diet. Make sure that you support your adrenals. There are certain foods that we eat for that, again, and you've got to make sure that everything is working nicely. This is why it's better to just do a banting and then go into the keto diet. We've now got another step as well, the carnivore diet, which I am currently doing, and I love it. I'm absolutely loving this. There's no dishes to wash. There's no shopping. I hate shopping. Oh my gosh. I hate shopping. So for me, this is a dream come true. But anyway, so I'm pushing my carbohydrates even lower by doing the carnivore diet. I've been binging for a while now, and it took me a while to figure out that when I quit smoking, I started compensating with this binging at night, with snacking. But you only had half a cup of yogurt, quarter cup of yogurt actually, and another one, and another one, and another. At the end of the night, by the time you go to bed, you've eaten a whole tub of yogurt, and it messes with your head. It really, really does. It's only after it was pointed out to me that you finished a whole tub of yogurt, and I'm like, what? Because I'm busy writing and I'm jumping on my yogurt, and babe, yogurt please. I completely forgot that I already had some, and I'm asking my son for more yogurt. So it's a mind game. It's absolutely a mind game. And I've got to get myself back on track because I am a carb addict and I'm absolutely addicted to sugar and carbohydrates and that. I've got to go cold turkey completely just to get my varkies back in a row, my ducks in a row, to get all my ducks back in a row. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I feel absolutely fantastic. I feel good. Like I said, it's easy to do. It's cheap as well because you're only buying meat and eggs. I'm having meat and eggs at the moment. From next week, it's going to be only meat. So I am also just going into it slowly, not just boom, just cut everything out. So next week will be just meat. Jeanette, hello. What is the the carnivore diet is animal products. Animal, that's it. There is no set menu, which is rather dangerous because you want to be doing meat. Preferably, most of your meals are meat and eggs. There are some that allow. It depends. It depends on where you are and what you can do and what you want to do. Because if you go into the dairy of it, it can backfire on you. So, but animal products basically is what the carnivore diet is. I myself do eggs and meat at the moment, and I've got some yummy mayonnaise that I add to my eggs for an egg salad. And yeah, that's basically what I have, just to zazz up those eggs just a little bit. And I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, I'm actually eating eggs. These eggs are delicious. If you guys, most of you know me by now, I don't like eggs. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the smell of it. I'm eating eggs and I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it. So your taste can change. Everything can change. So I love the carnivore way. Yay, Tanya! Another one of my amazing clients. So I'm a carb addict too. There you go. So there, we can get you sorted out and get you off those carbohydrates. They are doing so much harm. I like I said, I am still busy with my fight with the carbohydrates as well. And it's silly things like quit smoking. I never even thought of it, never crossed my mind because I'm eating healthy and I lost the weight and I'm, but slowly, the weight comes up and you're wondering what's going on. And eventually it clicked in my head. I quit smoking, I'm binging. I think it was my son that pointed out that I finished a whole tub of yogurt. That's how easily it runs out of control. So you need to check yourself constantly. And this is what I do for my clients as well. I am constantly checking you, making sure that you get there. I used to love eggs, but the past year, if I eat eggs, I want to puke. Why? Okay. It's not the egg's fault. The problem is again, we come back to the grains. Watch the whole video when I'm done, my sweetheart, please. You've got to get everything in there. The grains that sit in your gut, when your gut acids are first of all, they lower the gut acids, okay? Now they're sitting in the gut as well, and it's sitting at your gut wall is like that. It's like mesh, okay? Now that mesh gets attacked by the gluten. The gluten causes it to start separating. Now what happens is it separates and the food particles that ends up in your bloodstream. Now your body starts making antibodies because this stuff doesn't belong in your bloodstream. So the chances that you have got leaky gut is very, very, very good. Oi, Elizabeth, panting and hi. I'll get to that now. So anyway, you got chances are that you've got leaky gut if you start feeling yucky like that eating eggs. It's because it's landing up in your bloodstream and it shouldn't be there. Also, another thing that I need to express to you is that when you eat eggs, you're eating nutrient-dense little atom bomb. Okay, these things are so nutrient-dense, and you can overeat on them very quickly. Again, my client from Tuesday, she used to complain constantly that she doesn't like, she feels anal and she doesn't feel well after eating eggs. So eventually I told her, but try one egg, not 2 or 3, 1 egg. And for the last month or so, she has been loving her one egg because there's no repercussions at all. There's nothing coming back from it. The eggs are so nutrient dense that you can overdo it. And your body is saying, oi, that was too much. But next time you eat 3 eggs again. And the next time you eat 3 eggs again. Eat very few eggs or just one, or cook it, eat half. And try and see if that helps. If that helps, it just means that it's too much nutrition for you at one time. Okay, so let me have a look here. Elizabeth, banting and hyperthyroidism. Right, the thyroid again gets bombarded by all the sugar, and it's a hormone. The thyroid sits here, okay? And it makes hormones that we need to balance our weight, to balance our mood, to balance... Oh my gosh, this thing is so important. It's not even funny. So if somebody is moody, it's probably not... What is the popular thing these days that they call... in other words, you're crazy in the head. It's not that you're 2, 3, 4 people. You're blowing your steam off. Your hormones are probably not happy and probably not balanced. Now, what we do with banting, what I do for my clients, if you come and you have hypothyroidism, I take you off the broccoli, I take you off the cabbage. There's another one, I can't remember quite now. But there's a few of these vegetables I take out of your diet immediately. It's not because they're bad for you, but they do have protein in them that does harm your thyroid. Now, if you already have hypothyroidism, we just want to take away those things that's bombarding it as much as we can, including sugar and grain and all that other nonsense food, so that you can heal as quickly as possible. And it can be reversed depending on the damage done. If you've been on thyroid medication for the last 20, 30 years, we might struggle a little bit, but we can help the thyroid. A slow thyroid, in other words, you're picking up weight and, you know, the one that nobody wants, that is a good thyroid. That is a thyroid I can work with, because we can kickstart this thing. We can absolutely kickstart it and get it working as best as we can, okay? Now, an overactive thyroid, however, that is dangerous because it can burn out. And when it's done, it's done. There's no helping it. So I am very grateful that I had the slow one and I could kickstart it and I could get it working again. And I feel very sorry for those with overactive thyroid, because it can burn out. You're thin and you don't pick up weight and everything's lacquer until the one day it just goes poof, and it's done. And there's no going back. That means hormones, treatments and things like that, which again packs on the pounds. And I'm running out of time. So yeah, sorry, I meant to say just eggs and meat with the carnivore. I'm eating at this point, I'm just eating eggs and meat. I know some people have meat and cheese and eggs and what else is animal products. So animal products, it's about animal products. I do, however, caution you against the dairy, because dairy with women have their own set of problems. So if you're okay on banting with dairy, then you can add a little bit of cheese and that on, so on. But you're not filling a plate with meat. You're basically just taking your dairy away, the vegetables away. Top nutrient-dense foods. Eggs is one of them. Ask me on the spot like that. Eggs would be one. Overall banting diet, I'm talking about here now. Avocados. Avocados are brilliant. Oh my gosh, avocados. Yeah, if you can get them, if you can get a bag, you can live off them for an entire week. They've got the fats, they've got the minerals and vitamins and potassium. They're full of potassium as well. They're amazing stuff. By the way, seeing as we're on potassium, if you're going to go from a banting diet to a carnivore diet, you're skipping keto diet, then please get a good potassium supplement. I have had, remember you guys, I spoke about this about 3 weeks ago when I started on the carnivore diet. I got these major cramps in my legs. And eventually I started taking a potassium supplement and poof, they're gone. And I feel amazing. So if you're going to do this, please inbox me, email me, WhatsApp me, get in contact with me and just get some advice first, please. Don't just take it on, especially if you haven't been banting for a while. Banting is the introductory, keto is the advanced, and carnivore is like, I don't know, PhDs or something. Way more advanced. Get some advice before you do this. If you're going to take on one of these diets, please go and see your doctor. Let someone watch over you and keep an eye on how you progress and what's happening with you. Please, please, please. If you're going to take this on by yourself, your doctor needs to know about it so you can watch your blood sugar levels, especially if you're on medication, if you're on injections, even more so. Get someone to watch over you. I am going to say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you so much for watching. It's amazing. I love the questions. Throw some hearts at me. I'm throwing hearts at you. Thank you for watching. I quickly want to say, okay, so yeah, that's it. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that you can go and like my, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And if you've got any questions afterwards, keep putting them in here. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, have an amazing day. It's raining here, by the way. So yay. Thank you so much, you guys. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Bye.